Yo ho ho, welcome back aboard. Aaron back with more watches, birds, and loot. And as always, we like to start off with a wrist check. No, that doesn't. No, we're not doing wrist checks. This is the channel of the bird check and the back, also known as the back of the bird check. Kai, yeah, there you go. Look over here. And this is Kai, a turquoise green cheek conure. Has a little itch there. And okay, we're going to start off with a cleanup on aisle 1. The deck needs to be swabbed, so I'm going to pause the video and thank you. Yeah, great. I promise you guys that's not planned. I don't have the birds trained to poop on camera. No. You guys... Everybody, birds, that's what they do. They do it every 15 minutes. And thank God you all have dogs and cats and other normal animals that go on a more normal basis. But we're not here to talk about bird poop. We are here to talk about watches. And I have a double shot today. The Merkur, or as I call it, Merkur. The Seizenn, which is 16 in German, I think. This took 11 days to come from AliExpress. This is probably going to be my last order from them for a while till we figure out the whole tariff thing. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I think May 2nd, 2025, depending on when you're watching this, is when things are going to get nuts. You know, for a $100 watch, $250 or whatever it is. I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous. So, yeah, we're gonna have to just play it by ear. It's hard to tell what's gonna happen with the cheaper stuff, like the AliExpress type stuff or Temu and whatnot. It could get crazy and put these little watch companies out of business. At least that's what I'm kind of thinking. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Who really knows? But these are the 2 watches I have left from AliExpress. I might have 1 or 2 that I have back in the shop somewhere here. Oh, these are cool. They both come in the same kind of cases, and I love these cases. What are we doing here? China, what happened to my black plastic cases? What happened to those? We are getting nuts. Let's get nuts. These are neat looking. They have, what is that? Mahjong, I think. The tiles for the game. And then we're gray, and then we have, great. Now that AliExpress and the tariffs and all that is going to go down. Now we're finally getting really cool cases. And looks like reusable cases too. These are cool for travel. But the first one here, let's unwrap. This is the Seizenn Broad Arrow Dirty Dozen dude. So let's quickly see if I can get the plastic off. Oh yeah, easy. So comes with your normal, looks like, whoa, a huge thick multi-language book. And then, oh, that's kind of neat. Team Merkur, a little wipey. Alrighty, I like it so far. And then we have so the other one I'll open up in a second here. This one, let's give it its rightful time on camera. And I'll do a quick wind to get that little seconds hand going. Okay, another really nice watch here from Seizenn. World War II Broad Arrow with the crow's foot right there. Dirty Dozen, as they call it, which meant a dozen different brands made watches for World War II for the UK soldiers. And this one has the small seconds with the little radial, looks like a record spin me like a record dial there, and just a pure black dial. Really nice looking. Let's get this kind of cleaned off here. We got some fingerprints. This one I paid $88.02 for, with all the coupons and whatnot. This is 38 millimeter, all stainless steel. It's got kind of a neat signed crown there. 50 meters of water resistance. It's got a K1 mineral crystal, which I am fine with. Really a nice dome crystal. And I've said this before, I really like these because they kind of give it a three-dimensional look, the dial. They just give it a really cool, kind of a retro vintage look. So I am down with the K1 mineral crystal, and you just polish it up with the Polywatch. Back, Merkur, designed and made, Team Merkur watch, Peking. And I did find out that is the location for their office where they make these in China. Merkur, very nice case back, screw down. Not a screw down crown, but I would not expect that for this type of field watch. Let's see. Looks like it's working pretty decently here. Maybe a tiny play in this movement. This is the, yeah, you can see a little play there. I'm going back and forth and it's not moving. Not my favorite, but we will, we'll get this on the timegraphaar and stuff. Timegraphaar, and see how it looks. But nice case. Stainless steel brushed, pretty much. Looks like all of it. Even the bezel there. Looks like it's kind of got a stepped bezel. Brushed all the way around. Nice size crown. And get a measurement on that. That's pretty big. Just over 7 millimeter crown. Let's get thickness on it. 13.4. Lug to lug is, while birds are sneezing, 46 millimeter. So not a real big watch. This will be easy to wear. But I'm getting 38.5 on measurement. This one comes on, I think, a few different straps. But this is pretty nice. This nylon. It's a quick release spring bars. It's cool. Feels pretty soft. Matching hardware. Yeah, I dig it. A little dusty from being in my house. And looks like lume around the dial there. This kind of the off-white, that's the lume on this one. Looks like lume on the sub-dial there. Lumed hands. All right, let's head over to the timegraphaar. So face up on this one, on the timegraphaar. A little noisy, maybe. 4.9 millisecond beat error is not great. This is running at 3 hertz. And 17 seconds plus or minus a day. Now we're 5 millisecond beat error plus 10. This is not running, I think, that great. I don't know what this movement is. It's a Chinese movement. But I might send an email to the company and see what I hear back on this. If this is something I should send back, because it seems like it's kind of all over the place. And this is just face up. Like if I move it, turn it face forward. Yeah, it kind of gets all over. So we will see. Not the best. Lume, not too bad. Not too bad. Like everything is loomed on this. It's got a pretty good coating of lume on it. So yeah, I kind of like this. I'd give it a thumbs up, lume. Let's do thumbs up. On my 19 centimeter, 7.5 inch wrist, it looks great. Very comfortable strap. I really like this strap. I might just leave it on this one. It's actually really comfy. For a Dirty Dozen watch, for that price, I don't think you can do much better. My only beef would be the movement. So, trash or treasure, yeah, the movement is going to kill it for me if it's not a little more accurate, and that beat error bothers me. I mean, it probably just needs an adjustment. That's my biggest problem with this one, is going to be that movement. Otherwise, it's a really well-made, solid-looking, gorgeous Dirty Dozen. She's dirty. She's dirty, man. All right, birds, what do you think? The birds are dirty. Oh, don't get me started. All right, let us now do our second watch, the other Seizenn bomber watch, which I've never had on the show before, a bomber watch. And watch number 2 in the cool box again. Ah, dang. I don't know why it does say Merkur kind of thing, but I don't know why the Mahjong. You know, on military, maybe like it would be cool if there's like aces and spades and all that stuff. You know how on the planes, on the sides of the planes, they would have like, you know, aces, different like playing cards and stuff. And that would kind of make more sense with these military type watches. But who am I to judge all the Mahjong fans out there? I've never played it. I don't know what it is. But this one is quite interesting. I really thought this was a cool looking piece. Let's peel this thing off here. How do I get it? There it is. Peel it off. It's got the same stuff. And again, great case for travel. Throw a second watch in there. But this one, here, let's give it a couple winds, get this going. But this is a, I don't know what type, I mean, it's kind of a Dirty Dozen-ish. Style-wise, I don't know what this would be a copy or homage of, especially with the date up in the corner there at the 130 position. I don't think I've ever said that on a watch. In the 130 position, there is the date. Very unique. But the big thing is this logo, which I had to like super research. Not super easy to find out where that came from. But it is a logo for the 512th Bombardment Squadron. It's a squadron formed in Kirtland Air Force Base in New Mexico. I'll throw up a few photos of some planes that used it. But it seems like it was mostly on the B-24 Liberator bomber. But also it has a red, white, and black kind of logo instead of this just solid red. So not sure why they did the solid red logo, possibly just for looks, but you know, red and white. And it's already got the black. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe it was just cheaper to print just red. But I could not find just a solid red logo anywhere. Kind of a sector dial a little bit. It's got the 369. Looks like the same railroad track. No, a little different. Well, a little different. Yeah, a little different. A little different track. A little different indices. The numbers are different. So yeah, it is different than this watch. It looks like they use the same hands. Same hands and probably the same case. Yeah, it looks like exactly the same case. So everything else probably the same. It looks like just the dial's just a little bit different. It does have a second hand. This other one has the small seconds. But same dimensions as the other one. 50 meters water resistant, same crystal, 20 millimeter strap. Same strap. This one I paid $110.29, by the way, $110. So totally worth it. But, you know, would you pay $250 for this or whatever with the tariffs? You're back to the tariffs again. No, and I don't think anybody would. So I'm not sure if that's going to happen or how much the heck's going to happen. But same case back. Really neat case back. Strap on this one's like a suede with leather back, and it does have their markings on it. So there's 20 millimeter down to 16. So kind of a neat. Oh, and this has a different buckle, so I didn't even notice that. This buckle is so Merkur watch group, and it's polished. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of that. This needs to be brushed to match the case, right? That doesn't look right. I don't think, because this other buckle, just, you know, see how it goes with that case. So, yeah, not so great. All right, let's throw this one on the timegraphaar and see how it looks. First, real quick, I just noticed something when I was setting the date. Look how the hour hand, you can hear it click each time, but the hour hand kind of jumps a little bit. Now it's not doing it. I don't know if you noticed at first the hour hand was kind of jumping. Hang on, let's test something here when it flips over. Okay, so it's flipping over okay. Oh, it's interesting. It slowly starts moving, slowly moves, slowly moving, slowly moving. Then clicks over. So that's unique. I've not seen that before. Okay, timegraphaar. Stick it on here. And notice I put a little piece of tape on the metal thing. That's just to keep it from scratching. That's why that's there. Somebody asked me that a long time ago. Turn on. You're seeing all the behind the scenes of the timegraphaar. All right, here it goes. Hold your breath. 3 hertz. Not a bad beat error, so a little less. I don't mind that, but you know, 5-10 milliseconds it seems to me. Here on the amplitude, seems okay. That you know, plus 18 seconds per day. That doesn't. I don't think that would bother anybody. I mean, that's fine. That other one seemed like, well, that was at least 15, which actually was still not bad. But the beat error, I think, on that other one was really seemed way off. And it seemed like there was a lot more noise on the line, which I think that's the beat error when your line is like all those dots all over. All right, so that's it with that. So we'll pass. We'll pass on the timegraphaar. We'll give it a pass. R. Lume 2. Yeah, this is cool lume. Look at that. The numbers are loomed, the little indices, hour and minute hand. The second hand isn't loomed, but I don't really care about that. I like the 3 little stars under Seizenn. That's loomed, so that's kind of neat. It would be cool if the logo was loomed. Oh, that would be over the top, but not expecting it. Let's see that compared to the other watch here. If I hit both of these, let's see how they... Yeah, both pretty good lume. I think the bomber watch has a little bit better lume. Am I wrong? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I guess they're about the same. They both look pretty good. 2 thumbs up for looms. 2 thumbs up. Hey, if you're wondering what kind of UV light I use, this Surfire 6P, this thing is incredible. I don't know if they make them anymore. You'd have to Google it to see. But you buy this as a regular flashlight, and then you add the module to it. And you take this, and this is what I was talking about, the module. This is the UV module. So it just you buy this separately. You know, it takes the CR123, is that right? Lithium battery. Look at that. Oh, this thing. Do not skimp when it comes to UV flashlights. No AliExpress. Do not go to AliExpress. When you see all these other flashlights, I don't even consider them flashlights or torches, as a matter of fact, when they have like 50 bulbs on there, 50 little LED bulbs. This is one single LED. And this thing is crazy. This is great. This is a scorpion hunter, man. I take this out in the summertime and I can spot them from the car. Like, we drive down the street and I'll shine this out. All right, this is our loot section. We're skipping ahead to loot. The Surfire 6P. If you can get it, try to get it. Get this module. It's worth it if you're looking for this is the kind of thing where you just go like this. Douche. That's all you got to do. Douche. Douche. And you get the full lume. None of this, like, you got to wave it around. But it's just like, it's not one that stays on either, which I like, because this gets red hot. That kind of tells you the level of luminosity of this thing. Look it up. Surfire. Surfire. We'll leave it right there. Okay, on the wrist, throwing it on. Now that we're past, we already did our loot. Loot. Why do I like to say loot all the time? I don't know why. It just sounds funny. Really should be booty. I should change it to booty. Boy, do I like this drop. I hate that buckle. Gosh, they were almost there. Just give me a brushed stainless steel buckle. Am I asking too much, guys? Comment below. Aaron, you're just too over the top with your matching buckles. What do you got to do that for? But that's it. Treasure, treasure, treasure. This is treasure. I'll switch that buckle out. I don't care. I've got tons of buckles I can put on there. So forget them. I'll put my own buckle, and I'm going to keep it. This is a treasure. This is the coolest looking watch, man. I love that date. 130 date. Who knew? Who knew about a 130 date? All right, guys. That's all we got for today. Birds, do not eat that leather strap because they have been known to take chunks out of the leather on straps. I usually only wear bracelet watches with these guys. I don't think they eat it. They just like to chew it up. Kind of like a chew toy for a dog. All right, that's it. Feed the birds. Tuppence a bag. Lume. And get yourself a cool lume flashlight. I don't know what's all over this one. Looks like some sort of glue. All right, we're getting off subject. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.